Hello and welcome to my 12-12-12 video. This is the second in a series of short videos made by expert choral MDs from all walks of vocal life. Each week Project Get Singing will present some free content that you can use as part of your online choir sessions, completely on the house. I'm a choir director currently working with pop choir, and I'm also a teacher and I lead my choir in school. I've also had lovely experiences in the past with a cappella groups in the smoke and out of the blue. And like I'm sure all of you, our choirs have been adapting as best we can to having to rehearse and commune together remotely, separately over the internet. And when I was asked to do this video, I thought, well, what's the thing that I would most want as a singer myself in that position? So that led me to think that actually I feel a little bit disconnected from my own voice at the moment. I play guitar and sing songs for pleasure, and that has been a really wonderful way of keeping myself sane in lockdown. But I also feel like my voice isn't where it used to be. I feel like I don't quite know it as well. I don't quite trust it as well to do the things that I used to be able to do. And I think that's because we're stuck in these small spaces. We're not singing loud, we're not singing out, we're not singing to people, we're not communicating with our singing, because we're kind of singing into the void, into the vacuum. So what I've done is I've tried to create a few little activities where we can sing very freely, very naturally with our voices, along with some backing track stuff, so that we can just hear our voice, connect our voice to our own breath, and fill whatever spaces that we're in a way that's a little bit more satisfying, a little bit more conscious and present than perhaps we've been doing in our singing when we're glued to the screen on our calls. I should say, before we get started, really this is a session that you want to be doing out loud in a space. I know lots of us use headphones when we're on Zoom. I know lots of us live in small places where there's other people wanting to do other things. But really, to get the most out of this session, you need to be in the space and you need to feel free to make the noise that you want to make. Okay? So, book the time with whoever else is there with you. Book the time that this is going to be your time and you're going to do a bit of singing, and it might get quite loud, but it's for your own good. All right? So we're going to start with a few little exercises to do with our breath before we move into these free singing activities. Can you just breathe in through your nose, hold it, and out through your mouth. Okay, this time when you're breathing in, I want you to feel the air rushing through all of this part of your head. So it's going to make a bit of noise as it gets in through your nose, as it goes past your teeth and your tongue. So get a big slurpy breath in through there. Let's do that. Hold it. No, I know already I got hardly any air in doing that, right? Let's do it a different way. Let's feel the air rushing down our throat and have it make a bit of noise on the way in there, right? I felt like that in-breath lasted for a split second. Okay, now, so we know already that that kind of breathing really doesn't get us the best kind of air that we want for singing. So let's do the complete opposite. Now that we've tested that out, now that we've felt those two things, now we're going to take 2 breaths in and out again. I won't talk in the middle, so we're going to do 2 in a row. In through your nose, out through your mouth, but on the way in and on the way out, the air makes no noise whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's the YouTube equivalent of dead air, but that's really important, all right? The air is coming in cleanly. It takes a long time, right, to get all the way in, and a long time to get all the way out. A really wonderful visualization that I heard about via a group called The Original Sing from Dominic Peckham, a man of great wisdom in all these things, is to think about drinking a cup of air as you breathe in. And I think that's great because it really helps open things out and the air pours right in. So try that. Take a cup, right? Take a nice china teacup, right? Imaginary, of course, right? And as you're breathing in this time, think of it as if you're drinking a cup of air, right? Here it goes. Okay? Let's swap that for a mug. All right? Now a pint glass. All right? Here goes. All right. Cheers. Our breathing will naturally be shallow when it wants to be shallow. It'll naturally be deep. It'll naturally be sort of strong and active, depending on what we're doing. All right. And when we're singing, sometimes we can be singing in a very relaxing way. Singing, of course, as we know, can be very therapeutic. So we're not necessarily pumping with adrenaline when we sing. Sometimes we are. So we do have to activate our breathing, I think, before we start to sing. Particularly, as I've said, when we're just sat at home, we want to do a bit of singing. We want it to feel as satisfying as it used to do. And it doesn't quite, because we're just sat at home. The breathing thing, we've almost got to trick our breathing into that proper singing, big rehearsal before a concert kind of breathing, if we're ready to get the most out of it. So, one more little exercise about that. I learnt this one from a guy called Tom Griffin, fantastic a cappella bass singer, and I suspect he picked it up from one of those great groups, a cappella groups, college groups in America that he was in. And it's called Laughing is Contagious, and it's a little tune that goes like this. Right? The words go, laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, ha 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 ha. Okay? Right? Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, ha 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 ha. Like that, alright? Sing that with me. 1, 2. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, ha 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 ha. Now, I didn't say this at the beginning, you're doing that in one breath, alright? You're doing that in one breath, because here's where this is going to really help us with our breathing. We're going to add an extra set of ha-has on each time, okay? So the second time it goes like, laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, ha 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 ha. Like that, okay? Do that. 2 sets of ha-has with me. Breathe in accordingly, okay? So I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. You're breathing through that count in. 1. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, ha 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 ha. Okay? Plenty of breath left by the end, I'm sure, right? To have a nice clean finish to our nice long note at the end. Maybe we won't be so clean once we add a few more. Let's try it. Let's push our breathing. This time we're going to go 3 ha-has. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Let's move it to here. La. 3 ha-has. Ready? Empty. 1. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Nice. 4 ha-has, same place. Right? Empty out. 2. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. That was 4. Alright, so I'm already thinking, oh gosh, is that really all I can do? We're going to go 5 now. But actually, I think my breathing, my lungs are going to rise to the occasion, okay? Let's take it up one more. La. There, okay? So now we're up to 5 ha-has. So I'm going to count in 2 bars of 3 this time, alright? So I'm doing that double count in to give us longer to take air in, because we're going to need more, okay? 1, 2. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Oh gosh, yes, my lockdown voice really what it used to be. But still, I got to the end of 5, having struggled before. Let's push it again. Same place, 6 ha-has. Alright. 2 bars of counting this time, alright? So we'll start drawing the air in. Let's empty first. 1, 2. Laughing Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Okay, well, what happened to me there, I don't know if you were struggling with that, was I was feeling like, oh gosh, I'm supposed to be able to do this, I'm on camera. And I really had to concentrate on the way that I was producing those notes. I was connecting my breath completely with the voice. The breath was driving those notes and making those notes using just as much breath as was needed, because it needed to save it for the others. Let's just try it. 7. Who knows? We might not get there, but still, our breathing will feel better by the time we're at the end. We should already, physiologically, if that's the right word, be feeling slightly brighter having done this, just purely by virtue of having taken on lots of nice oxygen in the last couple of minutes. Okay, so 7 ha-has. Can it be done? Empty. 1, 2. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. I miss doing that with rooms full of people, because really there's a sense when we get to kind of 3 or 4, people are going, hang on, how long is this going to go on? I'm at my limit already. And then actually they really think about it, they try it, they see everybody else in the room having a go, and they think, all right, I'll give it a go. And by the time they're at 5 and 6, they're surprised that they're actually almost better doing 5 than they were at 4, because they become more and more connected with their breath. They're using their breath more economically as that warm-up goes along. I think it's a really clever warm-up, that. So we're going to use all of that in some little exercises that I've planned for us to do, okay? And the idea is that you maybe turn these on, turn it up loud, right? Again, like I said before, headphones is less good for this because you need to hear your voice connecting with the backing track that's going to be on there. And this is just about singing something that lasts for a whole out breath. The first exercise, you're going to hear kind of a drone. So we'll get a drone like that. Think of that as 1, okay? Of 1 note, the main note, root note of the scale. And we're going to sing a little pattern of just simply 4 notes, right? And the 4 notes are going to be 3, 2, 3, 1, right? So if that's your going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, right? But you're just going to sing it to ah. And you're going to sing through those 4 notes in a smooth phrase, as the only rule is that those notes have got to take up, those 4 notes have got to exist within the time frame of your out breath. Okay, you've got to get all 4 in. You can hold one for longer than the other, doesn't really matter. You can keep them all really even. You could kind of go and then finish my breath. I'm breathing in again. So we're going to do a few of those, okay? So that feels a bit weird because we're not singing a known tune. I'm just asking you to sing whatever way you like, okay? Some of us hate doing that. We like to be told what the right notes are because we value getting things correct when we're singing, and that's great. But this gives us a little bit more freedom. Don't be scared of that freedom. You're on your own. You're in whatever space that you're in. Just go for it. Those are the notes you're going to sing, but here is the way that I'd like you to sing it. So there is another little set of rules for this particular exercise. To demonstrate, let's do a little exercise. Can you just sing, laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, like from our warm-up, right? Let's just remind ourselves how that goes. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous, right? But this time, can you sing it in the breathiest, sort of, I don't know whether you want to think of it as Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday kind of way. Sing it in the breathiest vocal tone that you can muster, right? Ready? Laugh. 1, 2, 3. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Okay, right? Gosh. Let's sing it a couple of different ways, right? Now I want you to sing it completely Like this. I want you to sing it like this, right? Okay? In this kind of a voice, right? Try it. 1, 2, 3. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Right? Okay? You feel what that feels like? Now I want you to sing it like I was thinking about this. Sing it like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I feel like speaks almost like he's got a bit of a blocked up nose all the time. He kind of speaks like this out of his throat, a little bit like that. Well, I kind of went a little bit Godfather there, perhaps. So I want you to speak like this out of your throat, like this, right? He kind of talks like that, da, 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 right? Try that. So the sound is coming out of here. Try it. 1, 2, 3. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Right? Okay. That feels weird. That feels different. Now I want you to sing it in the style of somebody impersonating an opera singer. Right? Okay. La. Right? Let's try that for fun. 1, 2. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Ha 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 ha. Right, okay. And we know, I say impersonating because we know proper opera singers probably don't sing like that. I do that just to show us that our voice is a very diverse instrument. Our timbre is very diverse. Although our voices are unique to us and all of our voices sound unique on some level, actually we can push it in all kinds of different ways. And in fact, we probably grew up doing that, and then as we get older, we settle on the combination of all those impressions, the middle ground that we actually really like and we feel comfortable with and then we enjoy the sound of. So for this exercise, to sing those notes, so remember our drone note was right? That's our little pattern, and it lasts for as long as it takes for you to run out of a full tank of air. Alright? I want you to sing it 5 times. Okay? I'm not going to bring you in. I'm going to sing it 5 times as well. You'll hear other voices singing it at different times. You don't have to come in at the same time as me, right? Because our breath will probably be different lengths. You just got to get it out 5 times. I want you to start with the breathiest possible tone that you can, so there's almost no note. And I want you to finish with the fullest ringing tone where we can't really hear any breath at all because the note is so big. Alright? It doesn't have to be vibrato and operatic, but the note is projected and it's full. Breathiest, least breathy, right? Most projected. And you've got to gradually work your way there over those 5 times. Alright? Let's try it. Here we go. So you'll hear the drone, you'll hear others singing. I'm going to record myself singing it a few other times to give us the effect of singing it in the room. And then you start whenever you like, okay? So remember, you go 5 times, breathiest, least breathy. Iterations. Well done. Hopefully you're feeling your voice connected with your breath. You're feeling all the different ways that your voice can sound intimate, projected. We're going to do a few more of these exercises, testing different things out. The next one is more of a volume kind of one. It's a blend one. We're going to sing one note this time, So let's pick a different note, and you can choose whether you're going to sing it high in your voice or low in your voice. We'll pick a B. So I'm going to sing it there for mine. Okay, so depending if you're male voice, female voice, depending on where you are, you can just find that note. And we're going to cycle through 4 sustained vocal sounds. We're going to start with an oo, then an e, then an ah, then an ooey Okay, and we're going to move smoothly between them. And remember, those 4, we've got to go through those 4 in the time that it takes to give a full out breath. All right, so. Like that. I'm going to get you to do that 5 times again. This time, what I want you to think about is you don't need to worry about changing the tone, right? Just keep your normal, whatever your default vocal tone is, and just think about holding that same note as your sort of head shape changes between those vowel sounds. This time, I want you to think about your relative volume to the backing track that you can hear. Okay, so if you think about those 4 vowel sounds, the outer 2 are the ones that are quietest, right? They're least projected. The ah is the one, and the e, I suppose, depending on the a and the e, are the ones that are more loud. Okay, so the outside ones are quiet, the inside ones are loud. I want you to match your maximum volume, okay, so the ah bit, to the level of the track at first. All right, so you'll hear the do, right? I want you to be singing quieter than the track at first, so that we can only hear your voice at the same level of the same volume of the other notes that you can hear. Same volume of the track. You're only matching that volume at the ah vowel. Okay? And then I want you to push everything slightly louder. And then the third time, remember we'll do it 5 times again. The third time, I want you to start at the volume of the track. Right, so you're ooh, and by the time you get to the ah, you're very much louder than the track, and then you close onto the at the end, and you're at the same level as the track. All right, and then the 4th time you step back down again, and the 5th time we can only hear your voice over the track or with the track at the ah vowel. All right, so if the track is here, how can I visualize this? And there is your little arc of volume. Right. At first you're there, 2nd time you're kind of there, 3rd time you're there, 4th there, and then finally the 5th time you're there. Hope that makes sense. All right. So essentially, you're going from quiet to loud, back to quiet again over those 5. All right. Let's try it. Again, I'm going to do it 5 times. The length of my breath might be different from yours. I'll leave a bit of extra time at the end in case anybody is taking longer to go through it. Longer is better, right? Give yourself plenty of time to refill in between each of the 5, and really feel your voice in the space in relation to that track, right? So you're really not only connecting your voice with the sound of the room and the air, you're connecting it really carefully with the volume level of the track this time. Here we go. Fantastic. After those 2 exercises, just notice how you're feeling. Notice what your breathing is like. My breathing is not particularly good at the moment with various asthmatic type things, but now it feels very comfortable. It feels very easy after doing those things. Just taking a little bit of time with your breath. I also feel very relaxed. That little bit of nervous talking to camera stuff that was happening at the beginning of the video has kind of disappeared now. Alright? I'm almost conscious that I might be talking too quietly because I'm feeling so relaxed. Okay? Good. I hope that's the same for you. I hope this doesn't feel awkward. That's really the last way it should feel. I know that we might be self-conscious about doing this kind of stuff at first, but I really hope you just use it, feel very private about it, just connect with your own voice, and I hope that's valuable. So there you have it. You can find all the details of other 12twelve12 videos in the description, or visit www.mdbrunch.uk, where you can also find out more about their MD swap, another great way to invigorate your online choir sessions. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram via @ProjGetSinging, and let's get everyone singing.